Live right now.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You might as well just add the link, homie.
Never mind.
No, we're
I'll,
good. We're good.
all right.
We're just
Um,
waiting on Wendy. We got a ton of stuff to talk about. Figured we were
fig-
already sitting here talking.
yeah, we figured we'd give you a little bit of bonus holiday content. We were actually just talking about Impact.
Yes, consider this a late Christmas present. You get bonus TRWT time.
Yes, Merry Christmas to all, even
Merry Christmas,
it's a
happy
day late.
holidays to everybody that was out there celebrating, balling, having fun. We hope everybody had a great holiday. I know I did. And
Yes.
yeah, we were just talking about Impact Wrestling right before we got on live with you guys. And we're waiting on Wendy. So we figured why not talk about it live? Because
Yeah.
everybody knows I'm kind of a big believer in Impact Wrestling. Like I've
Yes, you
always
are.
been. For
Yes.
the 2+ years that we've been doing this show, I am a huge believer. And lately, I want to, but it just, as much as everybody goes on about, AEW or, oh, WWE guys, Impact is turning into WWE Light. It's like, oh, tune in next week because Zack Ryder and Big Cass are going to be getting their title shot. What year are we in?
Yeah. I mean, Cardona kind of deserves it. I'm not gonna lie, dude. He said it best in a tweet. WWE was my development.
I
That was it.
guess.
We're seeing the best version of Cardona that I think we've ever seen. We're seeing a real wrestler. We're not seeing an entertainer, and he's pretty fucking good.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Whether it's Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, I just feel like there's something missing with the guy. Like I've seen all his matches now from GCW to Impact to whatever, and I'm just like, okay, like this is better, but still doesn't feel like you're on that world title level.
It's Impact. He is.
I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. I just don't feel like, regardless, he's the guy that you could like build a promotion around. I could kind of, I could kind of see W Morrissey. I could kind of, because he's got the look. He's worked hard. He's gotten his life together. I kind of see you building a promotion around him. I don't see it with Matt Cardona. I just don't.
The thing with Impact though is they love doing stuff for former WWE guys that WWE wouldn't let him do. I mean, look at Brian Myers.
Yeah,
Brian Myers is a freaking beast in Impact, and he
yeah.
was a joke in WWE.
But that's what I mean. There are guys that go to Impact from WWE, and when they start to do well, you're like, well, of course. Like Eric Young, I know he came from there, but when he went back, he won the title. He got one of their, he started
Mm-hmm.
leading one of their biggest factions and all that. You just thought, okay, this makes total sense. When Rich Swann won the Impact title, I was like, why?
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Yeah. Oh.
When Heath walks in the door and he's kind of a big deal because he's done all this, stuff on Twitter, and he kind of got a little overlooked in another company and everything, you think, okay. But then Matt Cardona walks in and you're like, why?
It's everything that he's done leading to this match. I mean, he's a goddamn death match fucking god. I mean, he was a death match world champion. He beat Nick fucking Gage in a death match. And then he's
Okay.
also gone on to have other great matches and won other world titles in other companies. It's not what he's done in Impact, it's what he's
No, it's like
done since he's been a free agent.
I know what he's done, but at the same time, I feel like I could beat Nick Gage. I'm just saying. Nobody's building a promotion around me. I don't think it's that hard, is all I'm saying. Like when, no offense, and I'm sure Brucey felt this too, when we were doing our Mount Rushmore on our last episode, and Wendy brought up Nick Gage.
Yes.
I kind of was just like, really?
But I mean, that was her Mount Rushmore. You know, we all
I know.
had different ones, and you know, she is a friggin' deathmatch queen. Like that's.
Oh, I know, and I do
You
love me
know?
a good deathmatch too. But like Nick Gage, ugh. You know, that's. I mean, I'm not saying that Matt Cardona and these guys aren't good. I know they're good. I just don't think they're on the level where you could strap a main title to them in a promotion and build around them, or let them
And
be
Moose is
the face of your. Kind of is. I'm not.
no.
I believe he's more believable than Matt Cardona. And look how long.
Only because he's been there.
Look how long it took Moose though.
He shouldn't
Moose
even
has
have
been
it
an
right
Impact.
now. That
Moose
guy's
has been
fucking
in.
trash.
But that's what I'm saying. Moose has been an Impact through like
since he left
3 or
ROH.
4 separate networks at this point. Like it's been a minute. And more importantly, the guys that they did build, like Josh Alexander, who carried their flag, had the X Division title when the Impact title was not on their roster, then brought the title back to Impact by beating Christian Cage. Immediately, he is squashed and moved on from in a Money in the Bank type situation by Moose. And then you wonder why I'm sitting here saying, man, Impact has turned into WWE Light.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't put money in Moose like that. And my thing, the only problem with Morrissey and Cardona getting this triple threat title shot is why isn't Alexander in that match? Why isn't Alexander even chasing the title? He should be on the chase right now. He should be on the hunt. He should be Impact's version of Hangman before he won the world title.
See, it was a double dose of WWE Light is the answer to that question. Because after the Money in the Bank type scenario with Moose winning the title, he came back, challenged Moose, and then Jonah, aka Bronson Reed, showed up, laid him out, and now they're in some kind of feud. So he got it twice over.
Mm-hmm.
Like first you get the cash in, then you get another WWE guy coming in and coming after you. So now you have to divert your attention from the world title onto this man. And he was the guy who was carrying the Impact flag while their title was on somebody else, whether it be Kenny or Christian or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy that when you thought Impact Wrestling, that was who you thought of.
It just
because he was their singles champion. He was probably getting, up until lately, he was probably the one guy out of the North that was getting utilized properly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know how Ethan Page leaves a great tag team and goes to AEW to become part of another tag team. And you can debate whether they're as great or not, but I don't think that they are. Whereas Josh Alexander was in marquee matches, winning championships, doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, wham, hit a roadblock, and now there are even reports that he might be leaving.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's even Kadrian says it, Dom. He said, not gonna lie, I didn't like the ending for Bound for Glory. Felt like Vince and Bruce booked it, not me.
Yeah,
not me. Brother Love.
Yeah, Brother Love, not that guy.
I
No,
that shit.
I'm starting to see comments now. Sorry, I was reading a message in the back of the chat. Wendy's waking up and brewing some coffee, so she's gonna be here shortly. We're just keeping you company until then. Hey, what's up, Cope? But yeah, it's
he's right.
It's WWE Light. You know, if you came from Connecticut, you immediately get a pass. But the guys that you brought up, they just get left behind. And this is everything that people complain about AEW for.
Yeah,
it's just happening somewhere else that nobody's really paying attention to.
Yep. I mean, I don't know. You know, talking about
thank you, Kof.
Yeah.
It made no sense to put them together and break up SCU. You still had 2 out of 3 members, even if Daniels didn't come back. And Daniels wants to come back and AEW doesn't have anything for him. He even went to Impact and was going to be that returning fallen angel, go after Alexander.
And then the AEW contract war ended, and then he hasn't been back.
And then all of a sudden it was like, see you, Chris. Sorry, we're rolling with Moose and Matt Cardona and all that shit. I'd rather see Christopher Daniels at this point.
I mean, SCU. I don't even know why. Like, I can't even fathom why they went the way they went, because I fucking loved SCU. They were so over. It was like once the pandemic hit, like they just kind of hit a rough spot, and then right shortly after they broke them up. Like,
and not only that, like going back to Impact, like I would think, and I know we got a few in the chat now, so please feel free to add, but I would think as a wrestling fan that you would rather see a match between Josh Alexander and Christopher Daniels than you would between any combination of like Matt Cardona, Moose, and W. Morrissey for that Impact title.
I hate Moose. Trash.
I do too.
Trash.
I do too.
Oh, don't come at me either.
I've never been a big Moose fan, and every time I soften on him, he does some dumb shit that just makes me mad at him again. Like every time I want to like him, he does something stupid or he says something stupid, like all this stuff. But I just apparently can't be a Moose fan. I don't know what to tell you, folks. Yeah, SCU were the first ever AEW World Tag Team Champions, and guys like Kadrian are sitting here saying, I completely forgot about it because they're broken up. Yep. And there was no reason to break them up. What is SCU doing these days? I mean, Scorpio is running with American Top Team. He's not getting a lot of opportunities. Let's just be real. Christopher Daniels is I don't know where. And Kazarian,
he's the elite hunter when he wants to be.
Kazarian went from the elite hunter to the TV time hunter. I don't know what the fuck happened there. And they were some of your biggest draws at the beginning of AEW. They were your first champions. They were, they were the ones everybody was screaming along to the worst town I've ever been in, that kind of thing. You had it and you destroyed it. And what you came up with is whack. I'm sorry, but it is.
The only thing that I could think of a reasoning for breaking up SCU is they were meant to be a heel faction. Well, that heel faction started getting, like you said, Dom, the fans chanting along with their catchphrase, and they're supposed to be heels, and that's not what heels have happen. That's not supposed to happen.
I know.
So,
but it was the same thing. Like, at first Stone Cold was supposed to be a heel, and then all of a sudden he got over, and then they started the big beat your boss's ass gimmick or angle, and that took off and went straight to the moon. SCU was on that level as a group tag team, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Like, they were so fucking over in AEW. People loved them. They were over before they even got to AEW. People loved them.
BET got them over.
Or BTE. I got
BTE,
you.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I said BET.
Yeah.
BTE. That's what I meant.
Yeah, consider we're calling this hashtag Brody Lee forever. I think we got to put this in. Christopher Daniels beat another Brody King for the Defy World Championship last week. Yes, anybody named Brody's getting in this show. Brody King, yes, Brody Lee, Bruiser Brody. Long live Brody Lee.
Yes, he did.
But no, that's cool. I'm happy for Daniels for that. I just you figure if this guy wants to have one more run on a big stage, whether it be Impact or AEW, whatever, you let him.
No, I think he will. I actually think Daniels will win the AEW World Title before he retires.
I hope.
Because, I mean, if you stop and really think about it, the only world title that I believe he's won, like legit world title, was ROH.
Yeah,
and he never won. Yeah. He never won the TNA title.
Like
he
mainstream.
Never won the
he never
title.
He never won those. He's definitely not won the AEW title. He didn't even win the TV championship. He wasn't even a part technically of the tag team title run with SCU and AEW. It was
because he was hurt.
Sky and it was Kazarian.
It was supposed to be Kazarian and Daniels.
Right.
But I actually think they would have done like a Freebird rule with them anyways. And I actually I think they did actually. I can't remember.
I don't think they thinking back on it, I don't think they ever did. Oh, you know what? That's actually something that we're waiting on Wendy to talk about that. And
put on that. That's going to be on the actual show.
I have another one to add on top of that with Bandito. So we're going to talk about that, Kadrian. We're waiting for Grandma to wake up and get her coffee and get on because she was awake and then she went back to sleep and now High Class is leaving me. So while she was getting herself ready, we figured we'd just come on live and draw a little crowd, give you a little bonus content and chit chat with some people after the holidays and have some fun because we've been going for like 9-10 days now. And I don't know about these guys, but I was kind of itching to get back. It's like, oh, there's so much shit to talk about. So, but yeah, it's definitely weird. Like, you guys know, I know Kadrian's been around since the beginning and all. I've talked about Impact Wrestling, and I've given them all the credit in the world. But I give AEW all the credit in the world, and I just said they got some whack shit going on too. So I don't try to look at things through like rose-colored glasses. I am not what you call a fanboy. I will bash you if you deserve to be bashed. And if AEW has done something whack and broke up something great, I'm going to say it.
Absolutely.
If Impact is turned into WWE Light, you're going to hear it from me. Absolutely. If WWE does something good, you're going to hear it from me. Wow. How many weeks now have I sat here saying all hail King Woods?
Right?
I love that whole... I love that guy. I think he deserved it. I love the whole fucking gimmick. I love Kofi being Hand of the King. It's all Game of Thrones style. It's beautiful. The giant crown that he got to replace the one Roman smashed. I thought that was beautiful. It's like, oh, you thought you did something. Here's a crown 10 times bigger.
Right.
There's a lot I enjoy in wrestling in general, and there's a lot that I don't, and it comes from wrestling in general.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys saw the last episode, I know Bruce and Wendy enjoyed the hell out of that Virgil and Corny fucking feud, and I was just great. I was just sitting here like, great. Why are we talking? We are weeks away from
the meat sauce messiah.
Fuck that. I gotta tell you folks, I don't know if you don't eat a lot of spaghetti out there. I'm half Italian. I gotta tell you something, folks. Meat sauce is probably the worst sauce on the face of the planet. On earth. Because it's unnecessary. If you got meat, if you make meatballs, drop it in the sauce, it's delicious. If you put meat in the sauce, it just tastes like shit. And then you basically, what you get is like orange juice with pulp, but it's tomato sauce with meat. And I can't even stand orange juice with pulp.
Wow. Okay.
And on top of that, Virgil, if you're listening, Olive Garden is the fucking McDonald's of Italian food. Fuck you and fuck that place. Well, yeah, I said it. I don't give a shit if they're never going to sponsor me anyway. Why the fuck would I care?
You wait. You'll be recanting that when Olive Garden's knocking on our door.
And be like, hey guys, welcome to Top Rope Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Buca de Beppo.
We're gonna give you guys $2,000 a year to run my commercial.
Nope.
Lying sack of shit.
You got to come hard. You got to come harder than that, Olive Garden. That's a lot. A year is a long time. We better be talking figures for me to sell out. $2,000. I can find $2,000 in my mattress. I don't need Olive Garden for that shit.
Oh shit.
And that, my friends, is kind of a shoot.
Yeah.
Come on, Grandma.
All right. Your coffee should be done, Wendy.
Unless you got a slow ass pot.
Yeah, that could be too.
Or a slow laptop. There's that too.
Yes.
See, for those of y'all that might not know, we had been off for a while, and I think even on the last episode, I had ended it by saying, "See you Christmas Eve," because I'm just used to Fridays. And then as soon as we got off live, everybody was like, "Oh, we can't do Christmas Eve," and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm glad I said that." So we had decided to come back the day after Christmas. We had also decided to come back before all the football games came on.
Yeah.
And so this has been in the works for a while, and now High Class and I are here, and Wendy is not.
Well,
I feel like I got to bring my soundboard back up for that lovely bit that we always use when she's just lurking somewhere.
where are you, Wendy?
That's another thing. Did you notice that everybody kind of got like kind of marked out because Samoa Joe was at the WWE tryouts?
No,
Just hearing his voice reminded me of that. There were so many people posting his picture sitting at the WWE tryouts in a polo shirt, and I was like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was just like, yeah, and
Exactly. It was like I can understand, like, dude's in a ring, he's doing something, but like he's basically sitting and judging a WWE tryout. Like, where's the breaking news here?
We all knew they weren't going to let him wrestle anymore.
Well, according to him, he will be back, and he's still a member of the 2.0 roster.
Yeah, no. No. You're too old.
Yeah, I saw that, Kadrian. ROH Women's Champion Roxy was there, as well as Devon's sons, who you might have seen in AEW a couple of times. I think they called themselves TNT, Terrence and Terrell.
Mm-hmm. They're actually a really good team. They need to go somewhere else. They need to go to Impact or an AEW where tag team wrestling is taken serious and they won't be broken up in a month and a half.
They were on Dark for a minute, and then and they were on Dark at the same time with like Bear Country and the Acclaimed and Top Flight. And I guess they just got kind of lost in the shuffle. But to be honest, I would have probably taken them over at least the Acclaimed.
No way.
Yeah, way.
No way.
Because at the time, they were already a semi-established tag team coming into AEW, whereas Max Caster and Anthony Bowens were just like slapped together in the back and doing dark matches to see how they would go. I mean, so I would have rather taken the team that was an actual team.
Look, I'd rather take.
Hang on. There she is. Jammies and all, ladies and gentlemen. We are whole.
All of us together as one.
Yes.
All of us together as one. Absolutely. It's been too long.
It has.
Feels good to be back.
Oh, found a napkin.
I love this shit.
There you go.
Okay, Kadrian says he would have taken Devon's kids over Bear Country. They're a good team, though.
That's a fair assessment.
I like Bear Country.
Yeah.
She's just getting her coffee. So you know what? All right. Now that we're back and we're whole, let's let Wendy have a moment, drink her coffee, and eat a little something. And I'm gonna hit this intro, and we're gonna do this thing up like we always do, right? About motherfucking now.
Tell me what I think that.
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Sauntering, Major D staying flabbergasted. Her ass about the size of an infant's casket.
All right, the bonus content is over, and if you weren't watching us on YouTube, you missed it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back And finally, welcome back to another wonderful episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, dedicated, of course, to the memory of the legend, the man, the myth, Mr. Brody Lee. I am the jack of all trades, the rude motherfucker that introduces myself first for 3 or 4 weeks running. I am also the producer, the soundboard god, the master
God.
of absolutely none. I am the South Philly Psycho, D-O-M. Where's the music? There it is. Belated Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, early Happy New Year. We're finally whole. We're ready to go. Let's fucking go! Oh! And since she showed up last, underneath us is the little one herself, the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the ninth wonder of the podcasting world, because we don't treat her like a woman, and we damn sure don't treat her like a man.
Yes, we do.
Latina Heat herself, Grandma Wendy. If you're not choking, you're not choking. Improv. And of course,
Yes.
the man next to me, my brother from another mother, and our host, the founder of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the salt of the earth of podcasting.
Yes,
the
I am.
biggest MJF mark you'll ever meet, the one and only, the high class one, Bruce.
Yes, I am.
And he knows it.
Yes, I do.
See?
Holy Jesus, it's been a hot. It feels like it's been forever. It's actually been like 2 extra days, but it feels like forever.
I'm itching.
Oh,
I'm like, I gotta get back to it. Oh,
Right.
I need my homies. I gotta get back to it. I need my
You know,
people.
I-
Where's the live chat?
I just wanted to say, I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and yeah, Merry Christmas and I hope you guys had a good one. I'm ready to talk some goddamn wrestling.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Fuck
Wendy
yeah,
looks
we've
like-
been doing this.
Wendy looks like she's just doing her notes right now for the show.
Something like it. I mean,
At least she's doing them.
I have some notes here and there everywhere. So let's just talk. Let's just do it.
All right,
Again,
here we go.
I'm going Cactus Jack. I'm shooting from the hip. Bang, bang.
So we're gonna do. I'm gonna try. A new segment out called. We're gonna call this thing Quick Fire or Rapid Fire. Quick Fire sounds cool. Basically, where I find some tweets. That would be like quick, fast topics for us to talk about because I don't think there's not really a bunch to talk about in the topic. So it's about 4 or 5 tweets. That we're gonna go and hit and spit them out in rapid fire. All right.
Oh,
All right,
good.
let's do it.
I'm
So
into
here
it.
we go. Here we go. The first one is Guinness Book of World Records. Yes.
Ah.
Yes. Our
Are not own.
how do I want to say this because it is so goddamn true. The women's division's version of the Undertaker, Natalia,
Mhm.
has set another world record. She already has one for the most pay-per-view appearances by a female, and now she's also has the most wins in a career for a female with 641 as of November 21st.
Wow.
How freaking cool is that though? Like
That is amazing. Oh my god.
she really
That is phenomenal. Like, sorry, AJ.
Yeah, no, she really is like I said like the women's division is Undertaker. It's like I didn't mean because I know there's gonna be some people out there that are like, oh, you said Undertaker. She's not like no. I don't mean as a gimmick or as a person. I'm talking about a backstage locker room leader
Yes.
type.
He
That
meant
is
she's
who
the
she
dead
is.
woman.
Yes, that is who she is to that women's division. She's been there the longest.
Yeah.
And if you watch like all those diva shows and all those, like she really does step in as a leader and as someone who everyone can turn to like for any kind of advice, wrestling, life, etc. And she's there for everybody. She definitely is a backstage leader. She is
She really is.
a role. Yeah.
You know what? She is what she says she is. She's the boat.
All right, here we go. Rapid fire number 2. Quick
Number
fire.
two,
Quick
two,
fire
two.
number 2. Titles to be unified. Yes,
Hmm.
WWE NXT 2.0 has already got the match set in stone at their first pay-per-view of the new year, which is where the Cruiserweight title, which is the champion, which is Roderick Strong, will be taking on Carmelo Hayes to unify the Cruiserweight and North American title. Dom, it's smart, but do you think by them unifying these two titles, they're basically pissing on the Cruiserweight division and finally giving up on it?
I think roster cuts did that a long time ago.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like you can have a cruiserweight title all you want, but you don't have anybody that's 205 to fucking fight for it.
No.
That's why at War Games, Roddy was fighting a guy who was damn near 250 pounds because they don't have another cruiserweight. So it feels like this is more out of necessity than it is about, you know, disrespecting any titles or any divisions or anything like that, because who you got? I mean, Roderick Strong and Kushida could put on some great matches, but then beyond that,
Well, he's in that stereotypical tag team with the jacket dude now. So
oh no, they're called like Jacket Time or some shit. This is all the more reason that I don't watch 2.0, and I was shocked when he said title unification. I thought this was going to be something about ROH when he said it originally. So,
Yeah, actually.
no, that's coming. That's coming up. That will probably be the end of rapid fire when we talk about them.
205 Live in the Cruiserweight division is done. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
It really is.
I don't watch 205 Live, but when I saw it pop up on Peacock, they had like all these random wrestlers on it, and none of them were cruiserweight. So I was like, oh, well, maybe the women count. They can't be 205 pounds. Like if Gigi Dolan is 205, I'll eat my hat.
205 muscle.
All right.
That ass is 205 Live. Whoo!
All right, moving on.
Here we go. Quick fire number 3.
Number three.
DDP tried to get John Morrison to join AEW during the inception, and Morrison chose to go to WWE. And in the tweet, or more not like the tweet, but the comment that was made in the interview by DDP, he basically told Morrison that he'd be a friggin' megastar if he would have come over to AEW in the beginning, and he basically praises Morrison for his in-ring ability and just the person that he is. Wendy, do you feel like Morrison would be that megastar that DDP says he is or could be
absolutely.
in AEW?
Absolutely. I definitely think he could. I mean, he's been able to reach incredible levels of stardom at so many different promotions. I think at AEW he definitely could have done a lot. I don't think it's too late though. I mean, given the right timing, the right opportunities, I think he could still do great work there too. Like he just needs to get his head out of his ass, you know?
Yeah, because Johnny has gone to the top of every other promotion he's ever been in outside of WWE. But in WWE, we clearly saw what they think he's capable of. We know it's more, but according to, you know, Brother Love and Vinny, it's you run with the Miz and you got the funny hair and the breeze and, you know, and then all of a sudden drip sticks. That was a bad look.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Drip sticks.
They hurt his legacy a little bit with that last run.
Yeah, a little
and
bit.
it's almost like they did it on purpose.
And can I say, I feel like, looking back on it, Johnny kind of has like half regret and half just like fuck it, because at the same, like, you could have gone to NWA, you could have worked with AAA and all the other promotions that you used to work in, or you could have gone here and done what you already did. And part of him probably regrets not going to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he got that WWE money, he's like, okay, I think this was worth the trip. Like, I got to be on a WrestleMania. I made some good money. I think it was worth the trip.
I feel like that's the thing, though. Like, it's always, when it comes to WWE, it's always the money. It's a major risk, but it's that money, though. And it's like, even that one paycheck can set you up in a sweet spot for a while,
Right. And Kadrian, I didn't know, is Morrison actually going to be in the AAA title match?
I believe so. Yes.
I didn't hear about. Oh, that would be cool. That'd be cool as hell.
So.
Oh, Gonzalito, my big evil brother.
Gonzalito.
All right, here we go. Quick fire number. What is this? 4? Quick fire number 4. Quick fire number 4.
4. Hi, Gonzalo. We'll have you back.
And this is something that we started talking about yesterday. That I told you guys we're gonna put a pin in and circle back to it. So Jonathan Gresham is going to Impact's Hard to Kill and putting the ROH World Title on the line against Chris Sabin.
Yeah. Now there are even reports that Bandito is putting his version of the ROH title on the line at Terminus.
So, we talked about this is good for ROH. This is actually a good sign. For ROH and all their millions of fans that are out there, that if they're allowing their champions, because I mean the Briscoes just had an ROH tag title match at a GCW show. They just put their tag titles on the line.
Right.
So this is a pretty good sign. This is something that everyone should be happy for. What are your guys' thoughts on this? I know you guys both have different
thoughts. I told you is what I thought. I mean, everybody was talking about ROH dying, and it was like, I don't know, give them a minute, let them figure shit out. Like, they might surprise you, and all of a sudden now you have ROH out there, and you have their champions defending their titles here, there, and basically everywhere they can while ROH is not up and running. And it kind of reminds you of people like Thunder Rosa during pandemic when NWA shut down, getting out there, defending titles. Serena Deeb coming out of the woodworks for NWA, them going to other promotions and working to not only build their talent, but keep their name out there. So that when they did come back, people were excited and you had other partners to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And almost makes me wonder if, like, maybe just maybe Billy Corgan sneaks in and finds a way to take ROH over. Like, just buy him out.
I don't see him buying them out. I do see him at least partnering with them and trying to help them rebuild, because he doesn't seem like the cutthroat like Vince would be. Vince would be like, "Ooh, dead fish in the water," kind of thing,
Oh yeah. I mean, not to kill him. I just mean to build both promotions up.
Yeah. But I don't see him buying them out. I do see him helping them, though.
Okay.
Potentially.
Yeah, that would make sense, because they did work together before pandemic and everything. Like, even before the Speaking Out movement, we had Marty Scurll and Nick Aldis set to go, and then pandemic and all that shut it down.
Yup.
It's something that we talked about as well with this. Is ROH refused any help from AEW.
Right.
They didn't want any help. Impact knew where they were at. Even NWA knew, and they it wasn't a handout, but it was to keep them getting exposure, and AEW helped them do that and help bring their fans back in. AEW with the NWA Women's title, and then I mean, look at all the work they did with Impact. I mean, Impact was riding high when they were working together. Since then it's kind of gone down. But I think if ROH would have taken that help or not even help, but crossover for a few matches just to get people talking about ROH again. And that's all.
Yeah.
That's all it was for Tony, is to get people to talk about these other companies.
Well, it's like, look at the buzz that NWA got just bringing Thunder Rosa in. Look at the buzz.
Oh,
Look at the money Impact made. I know they didn't get a lot of shine, but look at the money Impact made working with AEW.
Yes.
So if ROH would have taken that and ran with it, and now you got New Japan working with AEW again, which a lot of people thought was never
gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome to see.
And even Gonzalo here is saying, he'd like to see ROH in business, and he loves how other companies help the promotion to keep them alive somehow. Yeah, it's like they are planning at this point on a comeback. So let us wait and see.
It's still set in stone.
Oh, and Gresham wants to confront Bandito at Terminus.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
When he's like, wait, more coffee. Jonathan Gresham is involved.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right here.
All right, final quick fire. Dom, bring the picture up, please, my friend. Wendy, feast your eyes on who was a rosebud.
He was a rosebud, and now they call him a Spanish god.
So here we go. Let's just put this in perspective. The Rosebuds have become more famous than Adam Rose. You have Big E. You have Ember Moon. You've got Sammy Guevara. You've got Xavier Woods. Braun Strowman. I mean,
pretty sure no way Jose might have been in the conga line. Alexa Bliss.
I think Becky was one, and I actually think Charlotte was one at one time as well.
Yeah, they were indeed. Yep.
So let's just Adam fucking Rose is like 350 pounds wrestling on the independent circuit, and everyone that was his cheap clowns are making millions,
including Becky Lynch. Thank you, Kadrian. Yes. I forgot about that one.
Yes, Can
I just say that wig on Sammy is ridiculous. He looks like a Spanish troll.
So since we're talking about Sammy, I just want to do a nice rollover into the next segment of the show called Fuck Cody.
See, I'm not feeling that way, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes had no right to take that title last night on Rampage. None. He didn't need it. And you know why he did it? He did it because he thought it would get the fans back on his side as being a babyface. He got booed out of the fucking building.
Hard. He got booed out of there hard.
Now, if
there were some people cheering for him, but yeah,
you've always got that
wife,
right? There's always that.
Like this would be a nice reaction in comparison.
I'm legitimately surprised people did not throw trash into the ring.
I think they might have cleaned it all up before the match ended.
Real quick to clean that ring up, though.
They pre-recorded, so joys of editing. Just
that part out.
It always, the Cody Rhodes scenario falls back into that old, I guess, like gray area, because everybody wants him to be a heel so bad. Okay. But what he's doing is generating heat with the character he's always had. So isn't he technically a heel?
You would think.
I mean, yeah.
If anything,
in a sense, yeah.
If anything, at this point, Cody Rhodes has turned himself into AEW's John Cena.
Yes.
As he comes out and some people cheer, good chunk of people boo, but he just keeps doing his fucking thing and saying "fuck you" regardless.
He doesn't care.
And I don't think he did it.
Living his best
I don't
life.
think he even did it to try and get the fans back. I just think he did it because this was a Christmas episode. They wanted to make history, so they made Cody the 3-time TNT champion. It was just the way they went to try to have a big moment on Christmas, and the match itself was fucking phenomenal.
It was a good match. Just he didn't need it. Sammy needed it more. And,
Man, I
and
feel
it's not that Sammy got buried in that match, but he kind of got buried in that match.
I mean, it took a lot to stop him. Cody had to practically kill him.
Well, no, like
He hit him. He hit Sammy. He hit Sammy with a total of 3 crossroads and then a tiger driver that almost looked like a pedigree to begin with, which was gonna have me laughing my ass off.
Well, that's what I was saying. Was like he got over in the match sense, but he got buried in the end.
Yeah.
You know, he got over with his wrestling, but he should have lost that title to Hook or somebody.
Yeah, but Hook's not
anybody.
Hook's had 2 matches. You know that boy ain't ready yet.
I got Hook in capital letters, exclamation points. That kid is a megastar.
Oh no, he's great. I'm just saying, he's had 2 matches. That boy ain't ready.
Shirt. The #1 selling shirt on AEW Shop.com.
Can I backtrack for one moment because I feel like Kadrian is just googling rosebuds or he has a great memory.
Too.
Because like he said, the Virtuoso was a rosebud, which is crazy. Also, Mia Yim, QT Marshall, and Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, QT
all
Marshall.
Bigger names than Adam Rose at this point.
Honestly.
Oh, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Ivan. You know we love you.
Yes. But I mean, now that I've said my piece on that,
the only good part of Cody winning is the next champion will get a great pop from the crowd. That is true.
Yeah, that is very
and
true.
Who knows? Maybe Sammy takes it back.
I hope it's Hook.
2 matches.
It
Give the man
matter.
some time.
2 matches though. 2 great matches.
Amazing matches.
You know how long it took his daddy to win the ECW title? He had to make a belt of his own.
No,
give him time.
He's gonna be the next FTW champion, and then he's gonna be the only one left in Team Taz.
I'm just saying, if you push him to that level too quick, he's not going to become the next Taz. He's going to become the next Cody. Real talk, that will happen. People just be like, "Why is this guy got a belt already?" Boo! Don't do that. Don't fucking do that.
He is the true enshrinement of modern day tweener. He comes out and doesn't give a flying fuck about nobody or nothing, but the fans fucking love him.
Eat it up.
Did you hear them cheering Hook?
Yes, they were
not only that.
His match.
I heard them.
Oh my god! Yes.
I heard them booing Bear Bronson whenever he took the advantage.
Yeah,
and Bear is supposed to, Hook is technically supposed to be the heel, and Bear is beating on this kid, and the crowd in unison is booing.
Yep.
That is an impact. I don't care what you say. you can love him, you can hate him. That boy makes an impact.
Yeah, he did. He made a big fucking splash, man.
He really did. And Taz, did you hear Taz's comment? I think it was on Dynamite. Where they talk about CM Punk's black hoodie being the #2 seller, and he's like, "Yeah, because I know who's #1."
Everybody's buying them Hook beanies.
Oh,
how proud is he though?
Shirt.
Like, how proud is he that his son is like coming out and is like exploding? Like, he didn't just come out to the ring. He just like, boom, here I am, bitches.
Yeah.
And you know what? I get what Kadrian is saying here, how he feels the TNT title should be like for new young talents.
Yeah,
like the late great Brody Lee won it. He was not a new, nor was he a young talent, but he won it, and he destroyed Cody doing it, and it made him at that point. Unfortunately, couldn't follow up on it.
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from, but at the time, like AEW is already established. Like this title can be for. This title can be a stepping stone. It can be for young talent. It can be for whatever the fuck we want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So they mix it up, and it kind of keeps things fresh. You went from a guy like Darby who had climbed his way to the top of the mountain, from a guy like Miro who was an established veteran who wanted to break through and ran over Darby Allin to do it, and then from there you went to another young talent like Sammy. And now you've gone back to Cody. So they've kind of had a mixed bag of TNT champions in 2 years. It's not just for, the young or Cody or whoever. It's for anybody that they fucking feel like putting it on.
Well, no,
Realistically
absolutely.
speaking, who do we see taking it from Cody?
Honestly, I hope it's Scorpio Sky or Ethan Page. I
That would be
really
cool.
do.
Ooh,
I really do.
Scorpio, definitely.
That would be
yeah.
cool. I wouldn't be surprised if Sammy took it back.
No, I think they're gonna move Sammy on to something else.
Well, yeah, obviously they got something cooking with or something on the back burner with American Top Team, which they kind of already did. But Kyle O'Reilly,
Oh, that would be interesting.
that'd be a good one.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing Kyle O'Reilly as TNT champion. That would shut a lot of people right the fuck up.
Oh, and here's it. Well, and here's the other thing. It won't happen for a while because of the program he's got going with the Bucks right
That's
now.
true. That's true.
So
Oh, yeah.
Got that
if
going
it,
right
if it happens, it won't be right away, which is what
Yeah, but that's the point, though. We don't need to
It's
do
what-
like WWE booking in
Yeah.
AEW because they
Yeah.
drag shit out. So
AEW does a good job of not giving titles to former WWE guys right when they walk in the door, or even a title match when they walk right
Yeah.
in the door.
I mean, it took Miro a while to get to that TNT title.
It took everyone. The quickest road to the title has been Bryan Danielson,
Yeah.
and even that's been 3-4 months in the making.
Mhm.
2-3 months in the
I mean,
making.
you could say like quickest road to the title was Jericho wouldn't become the first AEW champion, but
Yeah, I mean, that's not what I was trying to say, but you know what I.
You got to
feel
start
when-
somewhere. You got to
Yeah,
start.
you have to
somewhere.
start. Like that doesn't really fucking count because he was in the very.
And
first
Jericho
title
was
match.
an everything guy. He was an ECW original. He was a
He's
New
everywhere.
Japan guy. He was a WCW guy. He was every fucking where.
He really was. And that's
Mhm.
what makes it. So awesome.
Malachi Black would be a good one too.
Ooh, that would be a good one.
But
As he
I-
builds up the House of Black.
But I gotta be honest,
He
I
doesn't
almost-
need a title.
I don't think he does.
No,
but I
but it
think
would be
he
really
doesn't.
cool though.
I
It would
think
be cool to see like how they customize it for him though.
I think it would be cool if Hangman somehow gets through this feud with Danielson and keeps the title somewhere down the line. Hangman versus Malachi Black.
No,
Why not?
no.
It's like
Because you know-
ultra
you know-
face versus ultra heel. Like it's perfect.
You know what we're going to be seeing at that time? We are going to be seeing the Lucha Bros versus the House of Black, Malachi Black, and Brody King. That's what we're going to be seeing.
That's
That's what we're going to be seeing.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
not
I'm
gonna
here for that too. I'm just
That
saying.
needs to happen.
I would
That's
like
what-
that too. That would be cool.
That's where we're going to be at because they're going to the House of Black's going to become like a tag team at first, and then they're going to probably add one more person to make a trio. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's Marty Scurll. I really wouldn't. Honestly.
Ivan says, "Book it, Bruce." Yes. Even
Hell
Cadrian, Lucha Bros versus House of Black. Yes.
We're not gonna see Malachi in any singles. I mean, he may be in a singles title match, but something will happen. But yeah, we're gonna see the tag team of Malachi Black and Brody King. So we're gonna roll over and we're gonna start talking about this 6-man tag on AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday,
boy.
where CM Punk ran away from my boy MJF for 10 fucking minutes and wouldn't face him in the ring.
Sure.
It was pretty cowardice of Punk to do that.
Sure.
Like, if it's meant to show disrespect, it really didn't. It just made him look like a punk ass, really.
Yeah. Punk
I want-
running away, like I can't believe that.
I really,
He does that.
I
Bitch ass
truly,
as well.
I truly want whatever the fuck these two are smoking. I really do. It must be
No.
some really good shit.
No, that I honestly thought it was a fucking great match. And lies, what were you watching?
Mm-hmm. Thank you,
We were
Mac.
watching Punk be a punk ass. That's what we were
Yeah.
watching.
Exactly.
I'm psycho because I work with these people. Okay.
So, the thing was this, it was a story inside of a story. This is what this match was. You had the Pinnacle versus, FTR versus Darby Allin and Sting, because there was something going on there a while back, and then you had the other story inside, which is CM Punk and MJF, and they told a 2-story match amazingly. They built the MJF and Punk match, as well as building up an even bigger feud between Sting and Allin and FTR.
Yeah. And I
What are
gotta say, the tribute face paint was a wonderful fucking touch.
It was.
I love Sting with the fists and the lightning bolts and everything, and then CM Punk was rocking the old school Sting paint.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
With the pants with the scorpion on the side and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I'll give
The
them that.
biggest thing I took from this match was I never thought I'd see Sting and CM Punk in the same ring.
Never. No.
So watching it blew my mind.
It was pretty awesome seeing essentially 3 generations of wrestlers, to be honest. Because, I mean, to see Sting, who's been there since, 86, 87, Punk, who's been there since, the late 90s, early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
And now Darby.
2000s.
Yeah, it's essentially 3 generations of wrestlers coming together like that to form a team. And they did really awesome.
And of course they put the face paint on a shirt. Why wouldn't you? That's money.
Yeah. Listen, they can AEW can sell anything. They could sell ketchup to an Eskimo.
They're a t-shirt company, remember?
You mean a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves?
That's what I meant.
Thank you, Grandma.
A bikini to an Eskimo.
See,
that's
you
the
knew what
one.
I was
That's the
talking
one.
about, Wendy.
I got you, my man.
AEW could sell a screen door to the Navy for their submarines.
There you go.
Fact.
So, Wendy, what was your feelings on this match?
So 100% transparency. I didn't get a chance to finish it, but what I did see, it was actually a great match. I was not that mad at it because of Punk being in there. but it was a good match, and I'm loving the buildup between Punk and MJF. Like that's definitely been a delight to see.
Yes. Now they're starting to make sense. Now we're getting somewhere. Now the goofy pills have wore off.
I'm just hoping when it happens, though, it's not like Punk is handed the win. Even if MJF takes the dirtiest, nastiest of wins, I will be fucking happy about it.
Oh, he's gonna take the biggest shortcut there ever could be.
Oh God, I hope so, because fuck that guy. Fuck CM Punk.
God, I want to honestly, the match I really want to see is MJF and Hangman for the title. I know I'm counting my chickens. I know. MJF hasn't fought CM Punk. Danielson and Hangman got a rematch coming up on the first Dynamite on TBS. I know.
Great segue, Dom. Great segue.
I really want to see that. Thank you. I've done this a few
times. That was a great segue because we're going into Danielson Hangman 2.
Oh no, we're not going in until I cheer for myself. Okay, go ahead.
So Bryan Danielson in the promo of promos, it was a promo of promos, but it was a good promo between Hangman and Danielson. Came up with the idea of having judges so Hangman couldn't run away with his title if they have another time limit draw. Okay, cool. We're gonna have judges in a wrestling match. It's almost like they're screaming out, "Hey, guess what? You're gonna get another Iron Man match because we're gonna use these judges."
Yeah, because judges work so well for every competition that has judges.
Yeah.
How many boxing matches have just been fucked on account of the judges? Like I know we're talking wrestling. I'm just saying you want to look at judges, look at MMA, look at boxing, and a lot of times you get a split decision or you get a draw from the judge. So we may end up with a draw with judges. I don't want to look at Jake Paul. I'm not going to look at Jake Paul.
Paul's trash. Don't even get me started on that one.
MJF needs to give CM Punk his first loss.
Absolutely, Ivan.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Hundo P.
Yes, Hundo P, son.
Close
So-
to the Ring of Honor Pure Rules. Almost
Talking
that
about the
point.
judges.
I got you. Yeah, Pure Rules or like when Impact had the Grand Championship.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
What?
Could this listen? Just think
Listen.
about Ivan.
I'm listening.
Ivan, you just we were talking about earlier about ROH letting their titles be defended on other shows. Well, guess what title the ROH just brought back?
The pure
The
title?
pure
Pure title.
championship, the
Yeah.
pure title. Well, if Bryan Danielson's setting up almost a pure style, like a pure championship title match type scenario in AEW, do you think we could possibly see the pure title coming to AEW and going to Bryan Danielson for an extended amount of time to build that
would be
division
awesome.
for ROH?
It's a tiny bit of a stretch, but at the same time, I fucking love it.
All about it.
That would be amazing.
That needs to happen.
I'm kind of feeling it. Like I wouldn't mind them doing that at all.
Can
It
you
would,
cut
again-
that clip and hashtag and tag ROH on Twitter.
I'll see what I can do.
Do
I'll see
it.
what I can do. But can we just go back to the first match between Hangman and the Dragon for a minute and just talk about the people that were so goddamn upset with the draw?
It was amazing booking.
I think it was a great, no,
It
definitely.
made neither of look. They didn't want Danielson to take a pin, and they didn't want Hangman to lose his title yet. What better way to set up the second match and to save the momentum that both guys have and to keep that momentum going
Mhm.
into the next match?
And not just that, but
was
it also
genius booking.
solidifies Hangman as a legitimate competitive champion. He's
Yep.
not just some schmo they gave a title to. The man went 60 what was it, 30
Yeah,
minutes? 30
60.
minutes. 60?
60.
He went
60.
toe to toe, pound for pound with one of the greatest, with fucking
the
Bryan
greatest.
Danielson, with like the most legitimate wrestler in my opinion. And he
Mhm.
did not like fall behind. He wasn't carried at any point. He went toe to toe with this man, and it
No.
solidified him as a
He did.
legitimate champion, wrestler, and
Exactly.
competitor.
Because
Yep.
let me
Draw, perfect ending.
to those people who either don't watch and run their mouths or just don't remember, let me just refresh your memory, okay? Yes, Kenny Omega lost to Hangman to lose, and Hangman took his world title. You know who Kenny Omega couldn't beat?
Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, how'd that match end up?
Draw 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so now Hangman goes in after beating Kenny to then wrestling Bryan Danielson to a 60-minute draw.
Yep.
And you are either complaining or calling it lazy booking.
Yep.
This fits right along with what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kenny Omega couldn't beat him, but Hangman could beat Kenny. And now Hangman goes double time compared to Kenny and still can't beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And for those saying like draws or lazy booking, like
Oh.
I'm pretty sure a draw is what led Kenny Omega to become a household name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember the Rainmaker, folks. That's all I'm saying. Their time limit draw was probably the best match they had.
Yep.
And from there, it led Kenny to be the IWGP champion, to hold it for a good long while, to, go around different promotions to create All In.
And I thought in the long run, this definitely cements Danielson's legacy.
Yeah.
He's a man that can take these guys and just push them to their limits and have him still be like, "Psh,
Oh,
it
yeah.
ain't nothing, let's keep going."
Because can we say there were a lot of doubters when he first came back to WWE that he couldn't do what he did, that he shouldn't do what he did. And now, not only did he do that in WWE, coming out and going into AEW, it's a whole new ball game. And he is the American Dragon of old, if not better. This guy is going up against everyone from Kenny to Minoru Suzuki, Hangman. The list goes on and on and on and on. Eddie Kingston, you name it. And outside of a couple of draws, he's just had phenomenal matches and beat them all.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, he's proved that he earned the number one spot on our Mount Rushmore
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
because he did it. He did it before WWE. He did it in WWE, and he's doing it now. That's a long damn time.
I think the thing that makes Danielson so much more impressive to me is, and I believe you guys saw this statistic too that was put out on Twitter, and then I think it was shared in our Facebook group, and I actually think we shared it on our Twitter too. Out of the 17 matches Danielson had when he came back in WWE, fuck yeah, Wendy for president, guys.
Wendy for president, damn it!
The 17 matches he had in his comeback in WWE, they said 4 of them were singles matches against 3 different competitors, and the rest were tag matches.
Yep.
Here, I can't cover the president. I had to move her. She's like, I should cover myself up.
In the 17 matches he's had in AEW since he came there, 16 of them were singles matches against 16 different wrestlers.
Yes.
That right there is what makes Bryan Danielson the best wrestler to walk planet Earth at this moment in time.
I give Mac all the credit in the world. I didn't even think about it. Now it makes total sense. He said Hangman and Danielson gave me Ric Flair versus Steamboat vibes. Like, absolutely amazing match. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I could go on about all the amazing matches that ended in draws. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that to you guys. We'll be here all day.
We'll be here for a while.
Yeah, we'll be here for a while. So
Danielson
I guess
legitimized professional wrestling, let alone AEW, and hasn't even gotten to New Japan yet.
That's very true.
Well, that match with Suzuki, that was New Japan.
Yeah.
I don't care what ring or what show it was on. That was New Japan all the way.
He hasn't immersed himself in it quite yet.
So we got one more little thing to talk about in AEW because it's stirring up a lot of controversy around the wrestling world. It was the sign that dude was holding up about Nyla Rose. I believe the sign said this guy next to or Nyla Rose is this guy's dad, and it had an arrow pointing to the guy next to him. It's catching a lot. The dude got kicked out, his sign taken away, and he got kicked out of Dynamite. Wrestling signs are a thing. I mean, I don't know, because I grew up in that era where I mean, there was a sign that said Goldust raped my uncle or raped my dad or this guy's dad. You know, it was all signs like that always growing up. It's like, is it right? No, definitely not. But it's it's a sign. It's a wrestling sign.
Yeah, I mean, I
see it both ways.
I've had to adapt a lot over the decades because I came from a bingo hall where people would chant things like "she's a crack whore," just freely and loudly, and nothing was wrong with that. And worse, okay. I'm just not saying the end worse because it's almost 2022, but there was worse. And you know, seeing this and seeing the guy was ejected. I mean, can you see the humor in it? Yeah. Is it appropriate? No.
I don't.
At least the guy in the Roman Reigns shirt got to hang around, which is more than you can say for the other side. If you show up in a cowboy shit shirt to Raw, they're throwing you out. So standards being what they are, you still see a little looser in AEW than you do in other places, and I'm fine with them throwing the guy out.
I'll be honest. I don't see the humor in it in the signage. I have no appreciation for it, and there is no place for it either. AEW is establishing themselves as an inclusive promotion, and as a safe space for people of all sorts to come to enjoy wrestling, to be wrestlers, to do their thing. And they're not going to be like other promotions that say we're anti-bullying and then use bullying as a storyline. That's called hypocrisy. So they're not going to allow it. And I appreciate that they didn't let that guy stay, that they took his sign and that they let it be known there will be no space for this bullshit.
And have we gotten to the point where we need to remind folks that hypocrisy is wrong?
Yeah, apparently people forget. And like the signage of back in the day and stuff, looking at everything from the Attitude Era, from other promotions like ECW, things like that. It may have been a different time, but that doesn't mean we can continue to condone this behavior.
Yeah.
We have learned, we have evolved, and we need to do better, be better. And that was a good step towards it. So I appreciate that AEW did that. And they said, no, we will not allow this in our home.
Okay. No, I agree. Yeah, totally agree. Well,
I'm waiting for the Nyla thing to get old at this point because I think we've been
It is
talking about it.
absolutely.
We've been talking about it
old.
since like the second episode of this show, and we're approaching 150. So, so I'm still waiting for this to get old, unfortunately.
But it done been old. It's been old. Like, okay, so she transitioned and we're done. Good for her. Moving on. She's a wrestler. That's what we should be focusing on.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That's what I said on episode 2. Can you wrestle? Are you good? Okay, cool. End of
still don't
story.
think she can wrestle.
And I've been completely agreed. Yeah, somehow, some way, even when they say they're anti-bully, they still, yeah.
Mhm.
And shout out to the League of Extraordinary Podcasts while I'm thinking about it. Ivan just reminded me that we happen to be a part of.
Absolutely.
For some reason.
All right, now that we're done talking about that shit sign, let's have some fucking fun up in this bitch.
Let's do it.
Let's play some wrestler or fan.
Oh,
So,
boy.
This is the last wrestler or fan before the what did I call it? The loser. Yeah.
Before the wrestler fans.
It's the last preliminary round.
This is the last preliminary. So
next year is for real.
Yeah. Next
This
year
is our
for
last
real.
warm up.
In 2022, it's going down. But right now, just practice.
Going through and doing this, I realized how hard I could actually make this because I could take a wrestler's tweet saying, "Oh, that bird's pretty," but I'm not gonna do that.
That would be so fucked up.
That would be so
Like,
fucked
you
up.
dick.
That would be so fucked up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take wrestlers, and fans. Only topic of is wrestling, so they can only be about wrestling.
Okay.
So there'll be no like, oh hey, look at that Christmas tree, or I went to Disney World. Like, no, it won't be nothing like that. It'll be something to do with wrestling.
And just the whole tweet is SMH.
So here we go. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Wrestler or fan? Here is the first tweet. There's 3 to 5 different Post Malones currently wrestling on the deathmatch circuit.
So dumb.
Really? Yes.
I don't even want to guess because it's so dumb. If I guess it right, I'm gonna be like trashing people. And yes, we are a family, Ivan.
Oh, all right, Dom. Is it a wrestler or a fan?
I'll say fan.
Okay,
I'm gonna agree.
Wendy?
It's a fan. It's a fan.
That was Trent Beretta.
Oh,
points
Trent.
for either of you.
Oh, Trent, how? Oh man, why? I love you, dude. Why? I feel bad. I called you stupid now.
Okay.
Welcome back, Trent. Sorry I called you stupid. I didn't know.
Our bad. Our bad.
Here we go. Wrestler or fan number 2. I think the most impressive thing about Bear Country is that they're wrestling in December. Shouldn't they be hibernating? It's getting dark.
Ooh.
That was good.
Hold up.
That was good. Like, I read it and I kind of smiled, like when I took the screenshot after I read it the first time, but then reading it out loud to you guys, that shit's funny.
Pretty funny.
Oh my god.
Wendy.
I'm gonna say wrestler.
Dom,
Give me fan.
that was a fan. That was the
Ooh.
Mark Out podcast. That's
Son
one
of
for
a bitch.
Dom, nothing
Boom.
for Wendy.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, people are playing along in the chat. Good for you.
I love it. I love it.
Way
Here
to
we
go.
go.
Caterer said fan. Petsfield said fan. We were all right.
Here we go. Fuck you, Moose.
That was you, Bruce, wasn't it? That was all you right there.
You know what? I'm gonna go double far because I think I know this one. It's wrestler and it's Sammy Callahan.
Wendy?
Yeah, definitely wrestler.
Yeah, it was Sammy.
Ah! I should get a bonus point for that shit.
No,
Even Kadrian said it right here, homie. We know the death machine.
It was either Sammy or Bruce, one of the two. Like that's honestly all that it could have been.
Nah, it was Sammy all the way. He's been saying "fuck you, Moose" for the last 2 or 3 years.
But has it
Like on the way,
also?
he says "fuck you, Moose" as much as like the Iron Sheik says "fuck you, Hogan."
Yes, I do. Fuck you, Moose. So here we go. AJ knows better than to come see the A champ tonight. Dom?
Wrestler.
Wendy?
Wrestler.
Yes, it was a wrestler. That was Carmelo Hayes.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Moose's title run reminds you of JBL's run in some kind of way.
Hell no.
Yeah,
It reminds me
undeserving.
of a hot
Yeah.
garbage dumpster fire is what it reminds
Which was
me of.
JBL, by the way.
Not wrong.
I mean, she had a woman with her with a boil on her face. It was bad.
So, Abaddon is awesome. At some point, she's going to start going on a run for a title, and look out. No really woman of AEW. No really women of AEW run.
Fan.
Fan.
That was fan. That was Mark Out Podcast again.
Again.
All right.
And I agree with the Mark Out podcast. Shout out.
Yeah,
Shout out, man.
100p.
Here we go. All right, Dom. This is Wendy's last chance to win. So you've at this moment you have this game 4-3. I'm going
Okay.
to give Wendy a bonus chance. So you have to tell me
Okay.
wrestler or fan. I said what I said and I won't waver. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Keep it moving with that Toby shit.
Wrestler.
Which one?
Wrestler.
Oh fuck my whole ass life. Really?
How about Nyla Rose?
That does feel-
Don't look
Tell
it
me
up.
who it is, Wendy, when you win.
I'm
She's
not my
looking
phone
it
is not
up.
even in my hands. Actually, my phone's like way over on the other side.
Look at her looking at it. Look at her looking at it. She's looking it up. She's cheating.
If you tell me who it is, you win.
Fuck. Why do I have to do that? That's too much thinking, man. Can I just?
Pepsi Phil says
Fuck, that's-
Hornswoggle. What a shock.
Would you say you'll take the L?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll just take that L. I don't give a shit.
It was MVP.
Oh,
Dom wins the final preliminary round of wrestler or fan. I will have to say, over these last 3 months of doing this, you guys are pretty even. I think we
this
played
is 2
4
in a row
times.
for me.
I was gonna say, I think we played 4 times, and you guys came out 2-2. So this is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a tight race.
This is gonna
Blade,
be fun.
I got to give a shout out to our special guest, Blade Bandit. He seemed to get me my swag back.
Yeah. So
I got to look smart in front of the guest. All of a sudden, I'm rolling.
punishment. So Wendy,
Mm-hmm.
Dom.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the first quarter for wrestler or fan, Wendy, what is going to be your punishment for Dom? And Dom, what is your punishment going to be for Wendy? I want to write this down so I know. And try to make it something show included.
Okay.
Go.
Let's let the first lady go first.
Wendy,
There's
we're
she's
a
gonna
whole
get-
lot of nothing going on behind these eyes right now.
Here, take
I'm
this.
like, There's literally just like a humming noise in the brain right now. There's like nothing happening. You go 3 days without Adderall, your brain stops working.
yeah.
Can I be honest? I don't fucking know, man. I've been trying to think of something, and like, I got nothing. I got a whole heap of nothing.
I got it. We have to do a watch along of Matt Sydal matches.
Yes,
It's
Can we
I
do like
can
a
get with that.
compilation or
I can
something?
get with that.
like a YouTube clip.
I can hundo peek it with that.
All right, Dom, what do you got for her? What do you got for Wendy?
Well, fuck it. If I win, we got to do a watch along of CM Punk matches. In fact, I'm going to look up CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio to add it to the playlist.
Can we set like a time limit for this? Like you get an hour.
Yeah,
an hour of
yeah.
torture?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what it
just
is.
1 hour of it, because anything more, like I'll end up just taking a whole bottle of Valium and calling it a day. Like
No, so what we'll do is we'll have a watch along episode, a special episode, watch along, where the three of us will all watch it together so we can
ECW
laugh in your
December
pain.
to Dismember. That's punishment for all.
that's overall for everybody right there.
Like that would hurt Wendy, but then it would hurt me even more because I got to watch ECW go down in flames.
Okay. Now that we have those out of the way, starting next month in mid-January will be our first match that counts on record.
Okay.
Works for me. I dig
Yes,
it.
that will be something that could happen as well, Kadrian. Moving on, we're gonna talk about
if we have money to burn. Yes.
I have a huge debate that I want to start on Twitter and get PWI involved and everyone in the wrestling world. I don't think WWE should be part of the PWI.
Really?
I agree.
They are not wrestlers. They are entertainers. They are actors. They are not professional wrestlers.
Okay. Now I'm with you.
You got New Japan, you get Ring of Honor, you've got Impact, you've got AEW, you've got Noah, you've got all these other promotions that say
so many other
we
choices.
are wrestlers.
Yep.
We're not entertainers, we are wrestlers.
When you have everyone in your company, from the higher ups to the commentary team, saying sports entertainers,
Yep.
you should not be on Pro Wrestling Illustrated's list.
Nope.
No.
If there's a Pro Sports Entertainers Illustrated, sure.
Yeah.
But pro wrestling, and you say you're not, like
You say
everybody,
you are not
Vince
wrestling.
McMahon, Nick Khan, Michael Cole, everybody in between, we're sports entertainment.
You say you're not wrestlers and your incoming talent out of a pool of 16 to 20, you literally have 2 with a wrestling background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not wrestlers. You got track and field stars, but you don't have actual legitimate wrestling. You're not a wrestling company.
Yeah.
You know what sadly allows them to get away with it these days? Nostalgia.
Yeah.
How many times has Wendy brought up the Monday Night Wars and Ted Turner calling Vince McMahon and saying, I'm in the wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
And Vince McMahon saying, well, that's great, Ted. I'm in the sports entertainment industry.
Business.
Yep.
But it was still comparable wrestling shows. And 20 some years after the fact, they're still operating off those same tires that are completely bald and barely hold air. But they're doing it.
They're on their 800th lap and haven't stopped for a pit stop.
I just had something pop into my head. So I was watching Wrestle Talk last night.
You were.
Yeah, I was. I had a little food poisoning, and I was like, "Let me just watch some Wrestle Talk while I
been there.
Stuff."
Been there.
So
watching from the toilet is what she was doing.
Yeah. One of the things they brought up was how WWE, the way they're looking for their new talent, is based off of who can draw in money, whereas it seems like AEW and Tony Khan, the way they're doing it is ye old gut. Like, will this guy be a great wrestler? Will they be a total package? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then they asked which method is the best, money or gut instinct?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I like the old school way of doing it. I like giving people opportunities. Like if they're killing it on the indie scene and they've worked their ass off, okay, I'll give you a shot.
I'm kind of I mean, I'm old school. I've always been old school. I still wear fucking Jenkos in 2021. So I'm old school. And for me, I like that we think this guy has it.
Yep.
I mean. Like we were just talking about Sammy Guevara, right? When he walked in, he's wearing pandas and he's got his little man panties up his ass and all this stuff. And They stuck with that man and they put him in top factions and they put him in main event matches because they thought he has it.
Mhm.
And look at him today. You know, Darby Allin, same way. MJF. I mean, that one was kind of a slam dunk. I'll say that so Brucey won't.
You goddamn right he was.
Same way. You know, even when Britt Baker was struggling, they stuck with her and they worked with her because they thought she had it.
Mhm.
Even with go outside of AEW, go to Impact, and you see a girl like Deonna Purrazzo barely get a shot in WWE and get cut. And they immediately pick her up and they think she's got it. And the next thing you know, she might be one of the best women's wrestlers in all of wrestling. I feel like the gut works better than just like, oh, I think this guy's going to make me money. Because how do you know? If somebody's never wrestled anywhere, is not known by wrestling fans, how do you know they're going to make you any money?
In wrestling, what would you guys call it? What is the it factor in wrestling in y'all's opinion?
Oh,
For like, let's use Britt Baker for instance.
Yes.
Because I was just gonna say something about her. Like she is proof in the pudding that AEW can build a freaking megastar.
yeah.
You know,
It's like-
I like Britt Baker for her in-ring stuff. I never really heard her on the mic until she got to AEW and was struggling
Oh, yeah.
hard.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the work that she did with Chris Jericho and Dustin Rhodes
Mhm.
shows in what she does now. She's confident, she don't care, and she just says what she needs to say. That is homegrown AEW talent.
And I think a lot of that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
I would say, yes, she did wrestle on the indie circuit and stuff like that. But her right now, DMD is a homegrown gimmick from AEW.
Right.
And it is fucking amazing to see.
And I think when somebody has it, it's kind of a combination of everything. You know, it's not that you just come in and people think, oh, you're a draw, you can make money. Sometimes the guys that have it are the one and girls are the ones that have to keep working. That we're told like, no, you're not going to make it. You're not a draw. You're not this. You're not that. Kenny's one of those guys.
Yeah.
AJ was one of those guys, and they kept working at it. And Britt is one of those women. When she came in, she was great in the ring. She was terrible on the mic, and she kept working and she kept following, direction from people backstage, and she kept growing. And eventually, all of a sudden, once she put it all together, the in-ring work, the work ethic, the mic skills, the whole nine, she had it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, yes, it does come to people, but other times it's something that you have to kind of just like throw together and kind of just, it's like soup. You just got to put the ingredients in, stir it up, and be like, yeah, this is tasty. Okay, I got it.
Like, you want a good definition of having it? One name, Hook. That's what it looks like when you have it.
And he hasn't even
has
said a
it.
word. He hasn't even said a word, and everybody's just num 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 right out of his hands.
That is the it factor right there.
Yeah,
Hook.
yeah.
Okay. I
Two
asked that was
matches.
another thing, and I can't remember what other thing I was watching that they were like, "What even is the it factor?" And I'm like, "Well, it's being a total package, like being able to promote, being able to wrestle, being able to do the in-ring psychology. Because you can wrestle all day, but if you don't have in-ring psychology, then why are you even in the ring?" And
You
John
know,
Bishop, you know what I mean?
I want to take this one step further, Ivan, because he says, he agreed with the old school. But he says, then what's the point of being on the indie circuit and not making it big? Well, what's the point of being on the indie circuit if you can't make it to a place like WWE?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why does anybody train or wrestle if they can't make it to what is supposedly the highest level of sport? At least right now. I'm not saying maybe later, but right now, they're the ones that get the bigger ratings. They're the ones that make all the money. They're the ones. They're like the bloodline. We're the ones. It's singular, but we're gonna drop that because I already discussed it. What's the point of even doing it if you can't make it to WWE?
Sure.
Not every wrestler is a college athlete or a former football player or whatever. Some of the former football players kind of sucked.
Yeah.
See Mongo Mondays if you don't believe me.
Out of that nil class that WWE just brought in, they
Yes.
may have 2, maybe 3
Maybe.
make it to the main roster.
Mhm.
I like Bruce. I like Pepsi Phil's answer to the question. He likes truth.
All that needs to be said.
You know what?
Um,
As I'm sitting here thinking about the Virtuoso, weren't we going to be doing the
Yeah,
females?
we're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
there. We kind
Oh, we're getting there. Okay.
kind of went like way off the rails with the PWI and kind of turned into some great
But it
talk.
was
so
worth doing. It was
I
worth
know that,
doing.
like I
Okay.
said, it turned.
No, I
into
just
a
know
great
we're coming up
segment
on
and some
time,
good-
and
good talking.
you know how I am. When we come up on time, I'm like,
Oh,
wait a minute.
yeah.
I'm
No,
used
that's-
to
listen.
Wendy having to run, so I'm trying to keep us at a time slot.
No. I have
My bad, y'all. My
until
bad.
8:00 tonight.
Here we go. Dom, what you've been waiting for is our woman's Mount Rushmore. Grandma Wendy, you taking notes?
Changing one note actually because I still have my
can you
notes from last
write,
time.
write them?
Oh
them down?
yeah. I got you. I got
Okay.
you, son.
So I'm gonna start this shit off. I'm gonna kick it off just like Dom does on the show. That selfish bastard. I am going Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, as my first head on my Mount Rushmore of women.
I'm with you. I think that's going to be unanimous. Modern day, yeah.
Get the fuck out of my head, bro. That's my number one.
That's my number one. So,
Wendy, what's
Yep.
your number 2?
My number 2 is actually Nyla Rose because of her social impact to be an openly trans wrestler. Like that's not easy, and to be out there doing it and not giving in to like the bullshit of the trolls and to just keep pushing forward. Like, good for fucking her, man.
this is why Bruce is the high class of podcasting.
That's right.
He's also the salt of the earth of podcasting.
That is fucking right. Dom, what is your number 2 pick for your Mount Rushmore?
Okay, before I get into that, I just want to say I introduce us this way now because first is the worst, and then Wendy's second because she's the best, and Bruce is third because he's the nerd with the hairy chest. Now that I've gotten that out of the way,
It's not that bad. Not that bad.
I shaved it this week. It's okay.
No.
now I've gotten that
Those
out of the
days
way.
are over.
Sorry. No more manscaping for high class. Clearly, look at the beard. Anyway, my number two. I do like Wendy's pick. I really do love Nyla Rose, but I've got to go a different direction. I got to go with a woman who had one of the most dominant years in wrestling in a while, and that would be the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo.
Jesus, Dom.
Don't hype up MJF Jr. too much. I try to get him
Alright.
pumped going into the show, so he'll have that energy.
even though this goes against everything that we just talked about, I'm putting Becky Lynch as my number 2, even though she's an entertainer.
But
not
she's
a
not
wrestler.
a wrestler. No, I'm kidding. No,
But that was in a
good pick.
fantasy world, so we're going
Becky's a
real
good
world.
pick.
I'm going Becky Lynch at my number 2.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Dom, what do you have for number 3?
Ooh, number 3. Let's see. I love this woman, and yeah, I know what we said, but she's amazing. She's main event of WrestleMania. She's a powerhouse. She's the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair.
Okay.
I mean, my 3 favorite title runs this year were Britt's, which is still going, Deonna's, and Bianca's. So I got to put all 3 of them on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
respect that.
So, Wendy, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is a submission specialist. She is lethal in and out of the ring. She will fucking end you. My waifu, Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. My number 3 is pretty much, in my opinion, carrying an entire company on her back. That is none other than the Brick House herself, Camille.
Oh,
On her strong, solid,
Yes.
muscular back.
Yes.
I want her to carry
frame,
me
yo.
on that back.
Yes.
Among other things.
And
She is carrying Tom Lattimore as he rides her coattails, as
Yes.
the
Yep.
adults would say.
Just dragging right the fuck along behind her. Hi, baby.
and
Cheerios.
since we're down to the number 4, my number 4 on my Mount Rushmore is Deonna Purrazzo. That's my number 4.
Nice.
That's my number 4.
See, we had a
When-
flip flop because my
Wendy?
Mine is Jordan Grace.
Ooh, I like it.
Accomplished
Ooh.
as a women's wrestler and an intergender, and took that title from a bunch
Yeah.
of dudes. And when she fights men, it's believable. She doesn't
Yeah.
have to get carried because she's carrying them.
true.
Yeah.
Fuck
Very
yeah, Jordan
true.
Grace.
Yeah.
Multimedia
Dom.
champion right there.
And according to the creeps, she has really nice feet.
Dom, quick, save the segment.
Okay. I was gonna go with somebody at number 4, but Bruce already mentioned, so I'm gonna try to quick switch it up. I'm gonna go with somebody who I've absolutely loved for at least 2 years now, who's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Thunder Rosa.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Okay.
I mean, her and Britt had like a Mount Rushmore match.
Yes, they did. Yes,
It wasn't match of the year; it was just match.
fucking amazing.
If somebody asked me, like, "Hey, what's a wrestling match?" I'm like, watch that.
What's
Yep.
the best women's match you've ever seen? This.
What's the best match you've seen in 10 years? This.
my gauge for matches sometimes is my own mom. If she gets really into it and is like screaming at the television, you know it was a good match. That match,
Yeah.
the woman was like, "Oh my god!" So yeah, no, that was a good match. That was a good match.
Well, there it is, folks.
Thank you, Evan.
Our
Thank you.
Mount Rushmores. Here, we'll read them all off real quick. One more time, just say all 4 of them as we'll go through. You know, I'll go first with mine. My number 1 was Britt Baker. Number 2 was Becky Lynch. Number 3 was Camille. And 4 was Deonna Purrazzo. Wendy.
Number 1, Britt Baker. Number 2, Nyla Rose. Number 3, Shayna Baszler. Number 4, Jordan Grace.
Dom.
All right, so number 1, Britt Baker. Number 2, Deonna Purrazzo. Number 3, Bianca Belair. And number 4, Thunder Rosa.
Hell yeah. There they are, everybody. Talk, debate, argue about them because mine's better. And with that being said, guess where you can find us on Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Yes, you can find us at Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook in 2 different places. We have a Facebook group and we have a Facebook page. The group is where we talk shit and have fun. The page is where we conduct business. That is where it's mostly podcast related stuff.
Page
Then
is
if-
collecting dust, y'all. I'm gonna be honest.
It really is.
I'm sorry.
It is.
We'll get back
It's
to
all
it. We'll
good.
get to it.
It's all good.
We'll get back.
Kick it, we'll
Don't
kick it
worry,
back
we'll get
up. We'll
back.
kick it back up. Yeah. And then you can also find us on that little blue bird on the Twitter machine at Top Rope WT. Come on there, talk shit, shoot shit, give us your opinions, watch the show, whatever you want to do, because that bitch is active.
I'm so
A
happy we
lot.
finally got over 400.
Yes.
400 hundo P, son. Like, what?
That is awesome. We're climbing. We're steady climbing. We're almost at that 600 or 700 on Facebook. So we're climbing. We're almost
Yeah,
to
we're
that
approaching
1,000.
600 on Facebook.
We're
Like,
getting there.
damn.
And then you can also find us on Instagram with the worst handle ever in Instagram history at top_rope_wrestling_talk. Worst handle ever. Check us out on Instagram. Yes. Wendy.
Yes, sir.
Wendy, where
sir.
can they listen to us?
They can find us on anchor.fm/TRWT. From there, wherever podcasts are freely distributed, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast, that's where you'll find us. And you can also find us on the wrestlingindex.com. It's the wrestlingindex.com. So you can find us there as well. And you can find us on the YouTubes as a Foxton Jawn, Jawn. If you're not from Philly, look it up. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
I'm right.
I'm not
You're right.
Philly.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Right.
You good.
That's if you want to look at these pretty faces. Check out my pretty awesome jammies.
My
It's pretty awesome.
sweet beard.
Yeah, oh, that beard. Who can say no to that beard? And that Phillies cap. I may be a Cowboys fan, but that Phillies cap is pretty sick. I'm loving the thematic Phillies look you got going on there, my man. Like,
He really does.
that's
You
really
know he
are
planned
fucking-
that shit. You know Mama Psycho laid that out for him last night before he went to bed.
The spirit of Mama Psycho came down and was like, for my baby right here. There we go.
Nobody dresses me, homie.
Kathy had it all picked out and folded in the chair by the door.
I'm just ready for football. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Dom.
Awesome.
Dom, tell these beautiful people where they can buy our shit.
Oh, I'm
Not
about
literally
to.
our shirts, is what I
I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you. Yes, we have shirts. We
Show
have
us.
all kinds of things, including these lovely mugs with our lovely mugs. Isn't that ironic? Those things. Oh, it's not
ironic.
even in frame. God damn it.
There
Stop
it
doing
is.
that. There it is.
All
Okay.
right, Luke, there it is. I fucking
This is
like
one
that.
of the many logos at TRWT or
Look at those
TRWT
faces.
merch.
Look at those faces.
I might get that.
Those faces are one of the many logos at trwtmerch.threadless.com, where for the low price of $14.95, you can get this beautiful coffee mug. We have travel mugs, we have shirts, we have stickers, magnets, buttons, leggings for women, shoes for everybody. You name it, we got it. Let's go to trwtmerch.threadless.com and pick up this beautiful item right here with all our beautiful faces on it today.
Go buy a mug or a shirt.
Do it. Do it.
Put money in our pockets, please.
Buy them all. Buy them all. You know why? Because they're such good shit. Thank you, Ivan.
Well, with that being said, Wendy,
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Dom,
I'm not even going to do my normal thing. Enjoy wrestling. If it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it. And God damn it, Brody Lee forever.
Brody Lee forever.
deuces, bitches.
Forever. Forever, ever.
TRWT.